bring the snow caps and Skittles.
I meant like.
Hey Peter, hey Grace.
Oh, hey Connie.
Welcome to the Sag Harbor Cinema. Have you guys ever been here?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a few years ago the theater suffered a very devastating fire, but the community came together to restore this building. We're going to take a look inside and see what it looks like. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right,
Let's go.
So it's a whole new experience for a movie in Sag Harbor.
Yes, it's a whole new experience based on old history and very important history, but it is a new experience. Yes.
You can come here and make a night out of it.
You can make here, yes, an afternoon and night, and the cafe. You can start in the morning actually, and make it a day.
Go to a movie, have a break, have a snack, and
Yes.
then go to another movie.
Go to another movie. Yes, yes. You can start with breakfast and and it's kind of the sense of the opening program to be wide, to be curious, to touch on several important things that we want to program in the future. So it goes from kids and family to Quentin Tarantino in 35 millimeter, and to Y Tu Mama Tambien for an anniversary screening of in big Latin film, and then to Speedy Silent. So the program is just touches on different kind of cinemas that we want to be able to show in the future. Yeah, and it's the first time we've done screenings off-site when we were for the fundraising campaign, but this is the first time that with the cinema open that we are able to do what it was designed for, which is to offer different audiences, different experiences, and and to super sound quality. We're going to have some major sound designer Leslie Schatz introduce one of the screening of Quiet Place Part 2, because it's a movie about sound, and so he can do an introduction. But we're going to have G. Smith of Saturday Night Live Band and of the Dylan Band playing in the theater as the audience comes in for Don't Look Back, and it's the sort of the Friday night big screening. Is D.A. Pennebaker's great documentary on Dylan, and that's a symbolic thing, because it's D.A. Pennebaker and Chris Sagadus, his partner in work and life, are internationally known filmmakers, but they're also really important part of this community. And so the idea of combining the local dimension with a real broad and curious view of cinema, the sort of far-reaching view of cinema. That's sort of the spirit of what we're doing here. These were the old chairs. We saved a row, just a little part of a row to remember. And the wallpaper is a reproduction of the original wallpaper. The color palette, this blue was inside part of the decoration of the original cinema. We have things that bring back what it was and then reimagine it. And these ones are the original side panels that were stripped down and repainted. Of the chairs are new, but the side panels are the original one. I think this is the big theater. Is 231 seats, and it has an Atmos sound system, which is the most advanced sound system around. 53 speakers, and so it's the sound is pretty amazing, and the screen is much bigger than the original one, and we project in this theater. We project 4K digital projection. It's a good balance, I think, between a big space theater and like a more intimate thing. And this is kind of in the middle, but because we want to be able to combine blockbusters like Quiet Place Part 2, which we're going to be showing, and then historic programs, art house. It's a very flexible room, but it has the technology to support the newest kind of big Hollywood filmmaking. It's a different experience to see it and hear it like this. It really is. And the response we have had since the soft opening, which was April 8th or 9th, I believe, it's been pretty incredible. Some of the shows are sold out within the restrictions, but there is some people that you see them, they've come 3 or 4 times. It's just like they're happy to be back at the movies, and there are films that have been bigger success than the national average. So it is above our expectations. Yeah, our ventilation system has been upgraded to make it safe and to have air changes as frequent as needed for, for the purpose of keeping the air healthy and free of virus. I've been with this project since 2008, since the first time that the cinema was rumored to be for sale. So I'm part of the original group that was thinking of this many years ago. So it's a project that I supported for many years, and and I was responsible for the programs while we were not open. When we were doing venue hopping, and so yeah. What I try to communicate is curiosity and passion for cinema and passion for experiencing cinema together. I think that's my history as a curator. Even when I write, I'm also a writer. I'm a writer, curator, and when I write, I write about things that people I wanted to enjoy. And when I program something, is for people to enjoy. There is that the sharing the pleasure of cinema and sharing the many dimensions of cinema and sharing the transforming power of cinema. So again, you use the word educate the audience, and I very much support the idea. We want to do it in a fun, not intimidating way, and also involving the audience, because as I said, some of the Q&As are really interesting because the audience participates so actively that the conversation expands from, how was the role, it goes into different other avenues of culture and the world that surrounds us. So yeah, I want the cinema to be alive with people, with great movies, and with passion for cinema. I think that was the fine line to walk. Again, we had a great architect, Alan Copelson, and I'm not responsible for some of the for most of the design choices. Those are not my part of the contribution. But I think that the fine line to walk was to absorb the legacy of the old Sag Harbor cinema and the loyalty that the moviegoers had, that devotion to film, and make it current and broaden it to open it up to different kind of audiences. So yes, we want to be futuristic. I mean, there's nobody that has Atmos nearby, and we have the 35 and the 16 millimeter, so there's really old technology, but we have these great digital 4K projectors that are, the ultimate new technology. So it's those two words, yeah. It's interesting with those little screenings we were doing, people would stop at the end and just keep talking about the film. There's such a desire to, to communicate and to, and I think art in general has a transforming power, and film, of course, is my favorite of all. This is theater 2.
So this is like half the size.
Yeah, it's 98 seats, and those two you can see there. Those two are the 35 millimeter projectors.
Okay.
And they have to, they play in sync. You do a reel, and then it goes into the other one, and it goes back to the first one. And so this one is the one that accommodates the 35. They just move the other digital because they're working in it. It depends on the audience. But, for example, during the weekend here, we're going to be doing Speedy, which is a Harold Lloyd, I think it's 1927. It was one of the great New York films that he did, one of his last silent film. So it's a black and white, and then we're doing Pulp Fiction in 35 millimeters. We're doing here. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are going to get up and dance,
They might.
So this really is a dream come true for you. Put it into perspective. When you look at this, and you obviously saw the fire happen because you were part of the organization at that point. Tell us what your gut feeling is now that it's going forward and it's a reality and it's opening up and the public is going to be able to...
Well, I think it's an interesting moment for movie theaters because, I think the death of cinema and the death of movie theaters has been called for, has been sentenced many times, and they seem to be resilient. And I think that, especially now that people are, are out, they're starting to come out, and we all tend to be vaccinated, and so there is a comfort level. I think you really see the desire to be together, and I think that small smaller theater, this is not very small, but smaller theaters have an advantage because they can create a more personable relationship with their audience rather than, than a multiplex. You go to a place and it's 15 screens and there is one person there. Here, I think we can tailor the experience a little better, and I think that's an advantage right now.
It's been a really long road since December 16th of 2016. It took an entire community to build this enormous project. And the most satisfying thing is, for me, it's something that everybody agreed upon. In a time when everybody's got opinions and different opinions on everything, this was great to see this town come together and put their love and their hearts and their money, frankly, and their time and their effort into this building. And now it's open and it's going great.
I actually came out, this is the first time that I've been to a movie theater since since the pandemic hit. And it feels incredible to finally be at a movie theater experiencing movies and entertainment. And so I came all the way out from New York City just to come to this theater because they're showing some of the best films, I think, and the curation here is incredible. And just the experience to be back in the movie theater is just incredible. And this space is just, the outside is beautiful, the concession stand, they have everything. They have snacks, they have popcorn, they have coffee. They have just everything that you would want in a movie theater. And the seats are incredible. Like just the experience of coming back has been so nice. To come back finally to see a movie and to be here. So it's been great. I've never been to this cinema before, ever. And so this is my first experience here, and it's just so nice. I have some friends who are from the area, and they invited me out to come to the theater. They were putting together a little bit of a film screening of some films that they made. And so I said, why not? What a great experience to come to Sag Harbor, come by the Hamptons and experience the movies. The sound is great, the seats, most times, you go to a movie theater and the seats are just, you're uncomfortable and it's not great, and this is just extremely comfortable. And I got some of the snacks. They have different types of, they had onigiri, they had gummies, they have popcorn. Like I said, they just have so much good stuff. So it's really, I don't know what more you could ask for in a movie theater. They just have everything.
It's been a part of this community for so long, but the previous iteration of it wasn't for everybody. And this version of it, thanks to the staff and the way that the films have been curated, etc., is now got something for everybody. And that was an original mission statement moment for us. Let's not just rebuild this theater like it was. Let's make it into something new and something for everybody.
So I came here to check out the Shorts program. It's opening weekend here at the cinema. After what I've heard many years of being closed. And a film that I produced was playing as a part of the program. It was called Wiggle Room. So I came to watch its actual theatrical debut. It's a film about a young girl named Daisy who just so happens to be in a wheelchair, and she goes to an insurance office one day to claim the benefits, or a reimbursement rather, that she's owed on a wheelchair ramp, and is met with some bureaucratic obstacles and some other apathy and ridiculousness from the other cast of characters, but ultimately retaliates in a way that is a surprise to everyone. This is my first time at this theater. It's great. The sound system, I think, was really nice. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was a Dolby system, and everything booms. It's really loud, really nice. And when it has the 5.1 sound mix, you can hear subtleties in every corner. It feels like you're outside.
Julia Vallon, our artistic director, has this idea that cinema should exist across the entire spectrum, whether it's old films or very, very new ones. And the systems we have in place here can really showcase any sort of film in the best possible way. We have 35mm projection, we have Dolby Atmos sound, we have incredible abilities to do things like play a silent film and have a piano player. So it's really neat to see that kind of range available to us. We found very quickly that kids are a giantly underserved market in this community, and that this intuitive notion that kids only watch their phones and watch content on Netflix is not right. It turns out they want to actually get together, and they love the big screen experience. So that's been really rewarding.